Sean O'Connell Show on ESPN 700, and we welcome in the starting quarterback from your University of Utah Utes, Dishin with Devon Dampier is here in our Broadway studios. This conversation brought to you by Culligan Water of Salt Lake City. Experience the Culligan difference. America First Credit Union, Polylift, Concrete Lifting and Piering, ARUP Blood Services. Give local, save local. Devon Dampier, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How you?
Doing all right. 2-0, baby. How's it feel?
It feels great. Being, expecting to win games, that's a feeling that, I love to have, and the confidence I love in my team. So just to continue to keep that rolling.
Okay, we'll get to some of the details of the game here in a second, but your first start at Rice-Eccles Stadium, a place that for us, there's all these great memories and there's this mental picture of what a day at Rice-Eccles is going to be like. That was the first time you actually experienced it. Did it live up to your expectations? How did it play out in your mind?
Yeah, it lived out to it for sure. I got to watch my older brother play last year, and, my mom told me, she was like, when you're in the crowd, you were like, you wish – I said I wish I could play in a stadium like this, and, to finally had an opportunity, and it was packed out just the way it was during that game I came to. It was sick.
Wait, so you attended a game at Rice-Eccles as a spectator?
Yes.
And you said to your mom, I wish I could play in a stadium like this. At that point in your mind, was it even a possibility that you would end up the starting quarterback for Utah?
I guess not. No, not really. Just that was probably about week. I think it was the Baylor when they played Baylor. It was like week 3 or somewhere around there.
Okay.
I had an early bye week, and I got to come out here to play. Yeah, it was kind of early, but yeah, it's all crazy how it all worked out.
Wow, that's like poetic in a way. That's really interesting.
Speaking into existence.
So you're sitting there and you're kind of like experiencing it as a fan, experiencing it as a player versus as a fan. I mean, you're obviously on the field. The cheers are for you now.
Yeah.
Give me the difference in like the noise, the craziness, the moment of loudness before the fourth quarter, whatever, from the fan perspective and the player perspective.
Yeah, I guess. They're both loud. You can definitely tell when some bad happens. You can tell when something good happens. So, that's awesome. But yeah, no, just being on the field, especially when our defense was out there, like they got loud on those fourth downs, and offense was having trouble getting off plays. So that was sick to see, and just when we made big plays, they let it be known. So it was pretty awesome. Another
efficient day for you. 17-23, 192, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You're near the top in the country right now in completion percentage. Obviously, you've been taking care of the football. Those are 2 things that you stated as goals with us in our first conversation. So through 2 weeks, are you where you want to be with those numbers?
I think I'm doing a solid job right now. Just always looking at film, you always look at, oh, man, I could have went somewhere else. I could have been 100% this game. But, those little things just to keep bettering my decision-making. And, I think we're on a good track as a team for sure.
You and I have already talked a lot about your offensive line, and everyone in the market, everyone in the country talks about this offensive line, and for, I think, good reason. A different shuffling of bodies for at least half of this game. Okafisi goes out, and obviously Jaron Kump was just, he was on the sideline dressed, I guess ready to go if needed. But when you shuffle the deck a little bit on the offensive line, how much did that change things for you?
So honestly, like spring and fall camp, just certain days, we kind of held our starters, our starting O-line, just, let's not beat them up before, game time actually comes. So
sure,
I've got to be behind, our twos in each position. So when they go in there, they've all played together. We've shuffled our O-line before, just, have guys in there just in case. And, I think everybody was ready to step up when the time came.
Do you like the home environment or the road environment better as a competitor? Because obviously when you're at home, everything, especially in a game like this one, you're scoring a bunch of touchdowns, crowds cheering you on and stuff. You got that little, sparkle in your eye, though, when you talk about any competition. So do you prefer being the quarterback at home or the guy on the road who's silencing the crowd?
I think I love being home. I do love being home. It's a great feeling when you get to play and in front of all your fans, everybody that wants to be there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's just nothing like home, but yeah, no, going somewhere and taking over is always that's always fun to do as well.
Tell me what halftime was like at Rice Eccles, because there were a couple penalties in the first half, right? Game one was almost, I don't know, it set the bar for everyone in a strange way because it was such a clean performance, so efficient on third down, almost no penalties, like no procedural penalties, and we saw a little bit of that creep in week two. And obviously you had the two big plays toward the end of the first half, so you guys go into the locker room with this huge lead. And we had all kind of assumed that the second half would not really feature a lot of the starters. But what was halftime like, given that, the first half wasn't quite as clean as UCLA?
Yeah, just fixing the mental errors. Yeah, again, those penalties definitely hurt our, third down, making, we were in a lot of third and long situations instead of, the normal 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 we normally play with. So just efficiency and, just telling the guys to lock in. We shouldn't have taken the halftime to have to lock in and get these small things fixed. So I'm happy we did get it fixed as soon as we came out. But, yeah, the big emphasis was just, come out like we normally do.
You gave a lot of respect to Cal Poly before this game because, as you said, you've been at the lower level, so to speak. They surprised me a little bit, not because they were more talented than I thought, but they just fought hard, right? Mm-hmm. They had guys completely undersized, not as athletic, but they were making plays anyway because they were, I guess, proven to themselves, to everyone else. Did it surprise you at all what you saw from, Cal Poly? The fact that you got sacked against Cal Poly of all teams, et cetera.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I thought they were flying around for sure. Yeah, especially even that play. I wasn't expecting that linebacker to come down as fast as he did. So, yeah, they got a good thing going on over there. So, I'm excited to see what they do for the rest of the season as well.
They're probably not feeling great after putting up, no touchdowns, only 9 points. But I thought it was if there's such a thing as moral victories in football, I thought that they accounted pretty well for themselves, at least from an effort standpoint. Devon Dampier is our guest here in the Sean O'Connell Show. Dishin with Dev happens every single week. We had a conversation with your offensive coordinator last week, and I asked him the same question I asked you, like, who do we need to see more of? Who do you want to see break out a little bit more in week two? You said you wanted to get Ryan Davis more involved. He said, I got to get Ryan Davis more involved. He also said he wanted to get Hunter Andrews more involved. And then that happens in week two. Now, 6 catches, 58 yards, a touchdown. He's capable of still more than that, but did it feel good to accomplish that stated goal? Like, let's get this guy more targets, let's get this guy more catches, and same thing with Tobias.
Yeah, just coming here with RD. Yeah, just, we've had that connection all during spring and fall camp, especially even last year. So that's definitely, a guy that I got a lot of trust in. So I was happy, let's showcase that, we have a really good connection. And I think for the most part, we're probably 100% me throwing him or something like that.
Oh, is that?
Something like just target and completion.
Target and completion.
Yeah,
so far, it's
really good. So,
all right.
I'm glad he got in, and yeah, I mean Hunter again. He's that Swiss knife for us. He can really do it all. So, yeah, good to feature him as well.
I loved it because this happens a lot where you'll talk to a coach and you'll say, "What does this team need?" And they'll tell you, but then the next game you still don't see it, right? And I'm like that. You said this was going to happen, and then it still didn't happen. I mean, obviously, we only got 1 game sample size here, but I imagine from a player perspective as well, when a guy like Jason Beck says, hey, we're going to get you more involved. Not you, but like Ryan Davis.
Yep.
We're going to get you more involved. Don't worry. I know what you're capable of. And then that actually comes to fruition. I imagine that builds a certain amount of trust between players and the play caller.
Yeah, no, for sure. Our coach is big on, what you do well, and you show it in practice, you should have the opportunity in the game. So if you're about it in practice and you're doing what you need to do, and, the player looks confident for the week to run it in game, then, we're going to go to it. So just earning the reps, and, yeah, it does pay off.
All right. Tell me how a play like this is handled, not necessarily on game day, but after film, you get back out practice, whatever. There was – I believe it was the second quarter. You probably know better than me, where play breaks down a little bit. You kind of scramble out, you roll out to your right, and long pass down to the north end zone. Dallin Bentley right there at the goal line hits his chest and is incomplete, right? I know he hates that play. Obviously, it all worked out just fine. He ended up scoring. He ended up having a really solid game, blocking and catching. That play is the kind of play when you're on the receiving end, it can haunt you. Oh, I dropped one or whatever. How do you handle that with your tight end?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is this, letting those guys know that they should still be confident in themselves. Everyone makes mistakes. It happens. And, yeah, I mean, I'm just the type of guy to lift up our team. I'm definitely getting on them. It's a positive get on, bring them up, not a tear them down type of get on,
But then on like Tuesday, you're not making fun of him. Like,
oh yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, after the game, it's like, all right now, like next time I need you to hang on to that one.
Oh yeah, that was one of those plays where, look, like I said, it all worked out in the end. I feel like we saw kind of like a little snapshot of what everyone hoped they will see from you, right? Using the legs for escapability, but then the arm is what delivers it downfield. If it had been a touchdown, better, obviously. But in your mind, is that like Devon Dampier, the quarterback, what really, I don't know, what you're truly capable of?
Yeah, I feel like that game I was able to, show the scramble throw and the takeoff as well. So, again, I play whatever the defense gives me. But, yeah, I mean, I felt like you got to see, best of both worlds. Me running and me still passing it.
Running a little bit less contact in this game. Was that something by design, or was that just how it played out?
Big emphasis this week.
Your coach like, hey.
Shoot. Yeah. After last week, it was a big emphasis going to this game. We just had to make sure I could do it if it was needed.
Okay. When you say it's a big point of emphasis, how do the coaches approach that with you? Where, I mean, imagine it comes up in film, and then at practice, how's it handled? Like, hey, get down. What is it?
It was just a one-time conversation. After we got done watching the film, our coach always asks what's our takeaways from the game, and that was one of the takeaways: is learn how to get out of bounds, learn to avoid hits if it's needed. But I mean, if you got to get the first, you get the first. But besides that,
sure.
Take care of your body.
That's awesome. All right, the second half was mostly backups. It was mostly guys. Backup at quarterback, it makes sense. Backups for every other position, especially the skill positions. These are guys we're going to see in every game, it feels like. But I asked you before we cut the mics on about your relationship with Bird Ficklin. I know that it's against Cal Poly, and it's against the Cal Poly team that is kind of like already waving the white flag. But he showed some really nice things in this game. Is that what you have come to expect from Bird Ficklin?
Yeah, he had a big fall camp before coming into the season. So, yeah, I mean, the bar was set high for him when he gets his chance to go in there. And yeah, our coaches want him to get that experience, to be able to have a half under his belt. And I thought he performed really well. He handled the pressure of running the offense very well, and yeah, he was poised in the pocket, and just all that.
Can you articulate for me what the relationship is like with your backup quarterbacks? Because it's a unique position where you don't want to see them play that much because you want to be on the field most of the time. When you do want to see them play, it's in scenarios like this one where the game is not on the line. I know you want them to be successful. I know you're friends with these guys, but it's different than a lot of positions because there's only so many snaps, right? And they belong to you. You're QB1. So how do you handle that, being the guy who's the de facto leader in the room, who has to help them grow, but at the same time being like, but this is my show?
Yeah, I think it's very mutual and very genuine at the same time. I tell them they have freedom to correct me during practices and just stuff like that. They can get on me as well, as much as I try to help them also. So I think we got a very mutual friendship, and just especially in our QB meetings, we're joking around and stuff. We're having fun with football and things like that. But yeah, just from a football standpoint, I thought they've been playing really good, just spring and fall camp. So I trust him that if I go down, Utah is still in a safe ball with whoever goes in. So,
are there plays in the game where maybe coming to the line of scrimmage, this is about to be a big play, or as soon as the ball leaves your hand, you have recognized that this thing, like I was watching from the end zone when you threw that ball to Wayshawn, and so from that vantage point, I could see that there was no one within like 25 yards of him. I was like, oh, that's a bust. He's gone. Are there plays, that one I imagine, and maybe others, where you're just like, oh, watch this. This is about to happen?
See, that's one of those, like, that was more, like an efficient kind of call we make. We just want 5 to 10 yards.
Sure.
Let's move the chains. And, so sometimes it is one of those plays if the defense does mess up in a way that play can turn into something big. So when I was reading it and I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, we're about to get yards on this. And then he took it the whole way.
Yeah. That was it. It was awesome. And, of course, that's a moment where you get the feel of Rice Eccles, right? Because everyone can recognize what's happening. Everyone sees green grass in front of them. Gets really loud, all that stuff. Team rushed for 273 yards. We saw Nate Johnson as the leading rusher here. Now, Nate was described to us many times as the same way that Hunter Andrews. They're kind of Swiss Army knife players. You're going to see him do a little bit of everything. Now, Nate seems like he's showing really, really good instincts for running even in traffic. Do you think we see more of him in scenarios like that?
Yeah, I think Nate's one of those guys, you get him the ball, positive things tend to happen. So, we try to get him the ball, as much as possible as well. We got a lot of guys on our team. Obviously, you just named Hunter, and Snowden's one of those players as well. You put them in open space, they're going to go get yards for us.
I'm starting to have a complicated relationship with the defensive guys on offense. All right. I'm looking at, especially with Lander. All right. And you can help me talk through this. Lander Barton is capable of being like an All-American linebacker, right? And he's also a really solid tight end if you need him to be. I look at, you have Hunter Andrews, you have JJ, you have Dallin Bentley. Do you need to use Lander Barton and maybe accidentally take something away from his ability as a linebacker? Again, this is the fan in me, not even like the radio guy, the analyst. I'm just like, let that dude go out and be the best defensive player in the conference and not have to worry about offense. Of course, the coaching staff knows much better than I do, but how is it handled in practice? Is it even reasonable for me to worry that his offensive time is taking away from his defense?
Yeah, not at all. The way our practices are structured as well as too. We do extra training with them like after practice, just like maybe 5-10 minutes, just talk about plays and whatnot. But that's kind of about it. They're true athletes. Like when they go in there, they probably practice the play. Maybe 3 or 4 times during the week, and when they get in the game, they make it look like they've played offense this whole time. So. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely on the defensive side. They do what they got to do on that side. That comes first for them. So,
what kind of relationship do you have with John Henry Daly? I mean, people who haven't been in the environment don't like offense and defense. There's not as much mixing on teams necessarily as people might think. It's not like when you're in high school and everyone's going both ways and stuff like that. But it's not like you don't know these people.
Yeah.
John Henry Daly's emerging as like a real weapon, potentially a star for this team. What do you know about him? Tell me what that relationship is like.
Yeah, so John Henry, he's in the pod right next to me, but I think I talk to John every day. Seriously.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I think because he has to walk by my pod to go to the shower, and we have a good relationship since I've gotten here. But yeah, such a good guy, and I've been tuning his horn a little bit too. Also, you've been killing it out there. Keep it going, and he said the same to me. So very very good pace with both of us.
Yeah, I mean, good things are happening, obviously, and we're through 2 games. Coach Witt has always told us, wait until you're in game 4. After 4 weeks, you kind of know what you have, even as a coaching staff. He said that for years and years and years. You're halfway to that point. Do you feel like you have a good sense of what this team is capable of now? Do you feel like you know where you need to uncover some more, or where all the things that need fixing can be fixed?
Yeah, we've been playing so good as a team. Our games haven't been close yet. I'm waiting to get one of those games where it's just maybe a score or two. Game, just to be put in that situation, just see as a team where we're at when that situation comes. But I mean, we've been starting off so well that we haven't even put ourselves close to that situation. So, I mean, as a team, I feel like I know where we're at so far. But yeah, again, you just want to see more, and week 4 normally allows that to happen.
So Wyoming, a trip to Laramie. It's not the most glamorous spot. Doesn't smell as good as some places. You have some familiarity with Laramie. You've played there before as a freshman, right?
Yep. I got in the second half. Our starting quarterback took a big hit, so I got in the second half, and I think he was able to score 2 touchdowns. So
Okay, so a positive history so far in Laramie. What are you seeing from the Cowboys on film? Where do you need to take this team most seriously?
Yeah, I think they're again just like Cowboys. They fly around. Those are some tough dudes up front, and very disciplined team. Very few mental errors, big plays. They rarely give those up. So just to be dialed in all 4 quarters going against them.
How much attention is paid to headlines? I mean, you guys moved up in the rankings, which is always cool to see that respect for the team. I know that you're very dialed in on what's happening right now. The Wyoming coach he has a vote in the coaches poll. He said, last week I put them 12. This week I put Utah as the 10th best team in the country. So Wyoming's head coach thinks that you are a top 10 team, and he's been public about that. Is that something that has come across your radar at all?
No, that's the first time I heard it, but that's a lot of respect. We appreciate that for sure. But yeah, I mean, it means nothing if we don't go out and prove what we got. So take every week serious,
And I mean, the way that's most meaningful probably is that he's preparing his team to play against a top 10 squad. He feels like this is their Super Bowl, for lack of a better term. If that's what the coach thinks of you, he's going to be like, this is the biggest game of the season for Wyoming.
Yeah. And yeah, as they should handle it. Every game should, be that game for sure. So, yeah.
Okay, I don't want to get you in trouble because I know coaches want it to be 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time. But the announcement came out last week that the conference opener, Texas Tech, is going to be big noon kickoff, 10 a.m. game at Rice Eccles. The television crew is going to be here. 2 ranked teams, we assume, that are both undefeated at that time. We'll see what happens with you guys and with them. Is that something that you have all talked about or thought about just yet?
No, not as a team. As a team, we stay 1 week. My parents did call me though. They're like, we got to switch our flights around.
Yeah,
because that game got changed. So, that's all I've heard about it so far. Not looking anything into it yet though. Got to handle this week first.
In general, not taking the focus away from Wyoming, but in general, an opportunity to showcase yourself and your team in a national time slot on a national stage with everyone's eyes. That's a great opportunity and seems like something, what little I know about you, seems like something you would be excited about.
Yeah, I think, that's the reason why a lot of guys play college football. So, showcase their talents at the highest level. And, we put ourselves in that situation going through this week good. Then, that's going to be a really exciting game for us.
I'll probably ask you this every week we have a conversation, but you're through 2 games now in this Utah uniform. You've played incredibly well. Your team's played incredibly well. Has it surprised you? Has anything come as it didn't live up to your expectation, or it's exceeded your expectation, or you just had a different mental picture than what it has been? I'm talking everything. Social life, campus life, football life, all of it. Is this the experience you were hoping to have when you transferred to Utah?
Yeah. I'd say the biggest surprise, when you do go through camp, when offense wins, defense wins, you never know if we're both really good or we're both suck. You know what I mean? So, just have 2 weeks under the belt and, we're both holding it down on both sides of the ball. You could say offense had a little bit better game than defense first game, then defense has a little better game than us the second game. So, it's just awesome to see that, we're such a complimentary team. We all work together And yeah, just as a fan base, it's been awesome. I got to meet a couple kids just outside of football and things, and just the way they respond to me and uh, how they look up to me. I'm happy to the way I'm carrying myself here, and I just want to continue to do that.
Well, so far so good. Do you have numbers, goals, or anything like that for Wyoming? Anything that you want to get done? Any box you want to check against the Cowboys?
Just a win. That's about it. I need that win. I'm 0-2 against them right now. So yeah, I definitely need that one right now.
The revenge game for Dev against the Cowboys of Wyoming. All right, man. Well, go get this win. Body's healthy. Everything feels good?
Yeah, everything's great.
Tell the truth.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. Was it nice having the second half to rest, or you're like, man, we get all geared up. We do all this preparation for one game. You only get to do it once a week. Is it like a double-edged sword there where you want to play
a little bit of both for sure? Because I was like, man, I wanted to play like 2 more drives. But I was like, you know what? Bergen in there and just the way he played it was like, that was definitely something he needed and something he fed off of.
All right. Well, good luck against Wyoming. It's always great talking to you, man. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That is Devon Dampier. Dishin with Dev happens every single week here on the Sean O'Connell Show. Brought to you by Culligan Water of Salt Lake City. Experience the Culligan difference. America First Credit Union. Polylift Concrete Lifting and Piering. ARUP Blood Services. Give local. Save local. Lots left to talk about. We still got Eric Weddle joining us on the show today. Don't go anywhere. It's Utah's #1 sports talk. ESPN 700, 92.1 FM.